Well, hello everyone. Welcome back for more Final Fantasy XI. Today we're going to be journeying to the land of Aht Urghan. There are a number of different ways to accomplish getting to Aht Urghan. For the quest here, there's an NPC in the Tenshodo called For Sale, and I wonder if that's a pun of for sale, since they sell stuff there, like black market kind of, I don't know. But anyways, so there are a number of different things you can do. There are some coffer keys you can hand in. There are some chips you can get from Soja, I think is the dungeon. We haven't been there yet. There's garrison items. The route I went with, just because it's the one that's most familiar to me from the old days, is going back and getting, if you remember back to like episode 9, episode 10 of this series, when we got Subjob on Mrpierso, we got the crab apron, the damselfly worm, and the magic skull. Those are the 3 sub-job items. So you can get those 3 items again. Plus you also get a bloody robe from a bogey, a Dalmel saliva from, well, a Dalmel out in Buburimu Peninsula, and a wild rabbit tail from the rabbits out there as well, too. Once you have these 6 items in hand, you can hand those in for a boarding permit. There's also another way to go to where you talk to like a Unity NPC, I believe they're called, and they'll actually teleport you to an area called Wajam Woodlands outside of Aht Urghan. That was an option too, but I just felt like going with, just something that's a little more familiar. Oh, but I regret to inform you that getting these 6 items is going to be very grindy and will span across several long
episodes.
Nah, I'm just screwing with you. I already got the 6 items on Ragecat and Mrpierso. Let's go catch a boat! Being part of the Tenshodo means you'll sell your soul for the right amount of gil. Besides, taking risks is good for business, I always say. This time, we've got quite a special customer, so we can't go prattling off about the details they request to just anyone. Getting wind of such a thing can make our client a mite angry, and we certainly wouldn't want that. That's why I've been mixing up the orders with random bits of information and giving out mere snippets at a time. Those of you with sense should be able to put it all together, is what I think. I dare say I think you might fit into that category as well. Thanks? Anyway, that's how things are standing at the moment. Well, what need you? Speak up now. Goods for sale? Looks like I was wrong about you. Anyways, if you want to buy goods, hop on over to Gebi Demomo at the entrance or just talk to the 2 at the counter. That's all I have to say to you. Now get out of here and let me do my business in peace. Okay, did that trigger a quest of any kind? No? Nope. I don't think so. Let's talk to him again. Anyway, that's how things are standing at the moment. Well, what needs you? Speak up now. Oh! In Tenshodo style, there's a hidden option. You saw through my bullshit. Why, I must say you're even brighter than you look. You got here the same way, didn't you? Lately, people have been strewing about Tenshodo invites like there's no tomorrow, so a lot of Tenshodo members don't know that trick. Of course, me and the boss are on a whole different plane of thinking. Still, the notion of seeing the unseen was one of the main draws of the Tenshodo for me in the beginning. I got high hopes for you. Okay, do I just talk to him again? Eh? Ah, sorry, I left out the most important part, didn't I? Sorry to leave you hanging there. You did. Oh yeah, the Empire of Aht Urghan. You want to see the Near East, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. How does Aht Urghan sound to you? I want to go. I appreciate your honesty. You know, the ships at Mora used to transport prospective mercenaries to the Near East. If you want to climb aboard one of those vessels, you've got to go through none other than the Tenshodo here. We received a request from the Empire herself. Getting those ships to port was a royal pain. We finally managed to bargain a cheap price on some rickety old vessels, and you don't care. Sorry about that. Man's got a vent sometimes. Anyway, you should know by now how things work around here. If you want something, you have to bring me something I want first. If you aren't in the mood to scavenge up what I want, you can always cough up gil instead. Of course, that would be quickest. Let's make this explanation brief, shall we? You see, prices are a mite different in the Near East. Something that sells for a gil a dozen here might be a luxury item in Aht Urghan. Jumping straight to the point now, I want you to bring me some common items from the side of Vanadiel, and I'll give you the boarding permit in exchange. The more you bring me, the better. I have put together a few lists you'd like to take a look. I will leave it to you which to bring me. Ah yes, and there is Gil too. Righto, you can buy your way out if you choose. If you decide to go the Gil route, I will need 500,000 Gil up front. That's nothing for adventurers nowadays, right? Yeah, not really. You can also consider it your price of failure. Heh. So what'll it be? I'll read the list now, so decide which set is in your budget and make a note of what you need. So the items we got are technically part of the beginner list. I just went with it just because it's the option I'm most familiar with from my old time playing. You say you want to go to Aht Urghan, but you're too big a coward to face the challenge, eh? Sure, yeah, laugh it up. That attitude will get you nowhere in the Empire, I tell you. Ah well, it's all the same to me as long as I make a profit. I did it for nostalgia, you dick. This will be more like running errands, but there are a lot of things for you to collect on this list. There are a lot of curious items here. I need you to bring me a damselfly worm, magic skull, crab apron, so the 3 sub-job items from the Salbina side. And there's also more. I require a wild rabbit tail, Capadalmal saliva, and a bloody robe. Hand me these 6 items at one time and I will be satisfied. And slightly disgusted. Exactly what I asked for. Congratulations, sir, we have a deal. Come back tomorrow and I will give you the boarding permit. And don't you worry, because the Tenshodo is true to its word, except when it isn't. Okay, so I guess we gotta wait a game day. I'm guessing that's the turn of midnight. Oh well, kill some time. I gotta do these cutscenes for Ragecat now. It's been over 24 hours Vanadl time, and I've zoned out of the area as well too. Let's see if he will give us the boarding permit. Good day to you. You can have your boarding permit now. Why this took a whole day, I don't know. With this, you can ride to the Near East from the port at Mora. I gotta tell you up front, though, that the high seas are a dangerous place. I can't guarantee your safety, so travel at your own risk. If I were you, I'd be praying for the ship to simply stay afloat. He did mention it's not the best put-together ship. Heh heh heh. Perfect. Alright, get Ragecats, and then we will make our way to Mora, and we got a boat ride ahead of us. Hopefully we don't die. Now, it's important that if you're doing the boat method to get to Aht Urghan, check with the NPC to see which boat is going where. So this one is bound for Al Zabi, which is Aht Urghan. So we are on the right boat. It just happened to be here right when we teleported to Mora, so good timing. Let's head up to the deck. Gugru Crab, level 33. Well, some overcast, but ooh, you can see the stars in the sky in all their early 2000 graphic glory. Very cool. I'm really excited to check out Aht Urghan. I did go there a bit on an old character, and never really got involved in any of the story there. You know, I unlocked the jobs that we're going to unlock, you know, did a couple of things, did some looking around, but yeah, didn't really get to do too much, so I'm excited to eventually tackle that content once we finish Chains of Promathia. I can still remember the hype and the excitement when Aht Urghan was announced, and they were slowly releasing information such as the new jobs, and we were all speculating as to how those jobs would work, new beastmen, just new areas, creatures you would run into in the wild. It was an exciting time when Aht Urghan got announced back in FF11's golden days. Trolling for fish. Hopefully I don't catch anything scary. Oh, I caught a crab. Ow! That was a good time to remind myself that I needed to get Ragecat and Mrpierso back in a party. Well, there you go. I caught a monster. And yet we survived. So what do? Learn absolutely nothing and go back to fishing. Oh, this seems promising. Oh boy, rusty leggings. Well, it looks like we've got about a 10-minute wait in Earth time, so we'll just hang out, enjoy the music, and enjoy the boat ride. I've never seen a pugil that color. What level are you? 35? You look yummy. I'm gonna turn you into sushi. But first, gotta pray before we eat. Slice and dice. Ooh, you're spicy sushi, aren't you? So here's a map here, just giving you an idea of the route that we're taking. So we are completely crossing the ocean, cutting between some small islands, and making our way to a brand new continent. You can see we're at about the half point, because as you can see, looking out the boat, there you can see an island over there, and you can see some more over here. Again, I just love the detail they've put into this world. Just everything, the birds, the water. I mean, yeah, it's dated graphics, but just all the stuff in the background there, just those islands, those hills. It's yeah, I just can't geek out about it enough. Let's go to the bow of the ship here, and we'll see what we can look at. Kind of hard to see over this part here, but that is beautiful. It's almost a shame we don't ride the boat much anymore. I mean, with tellies and stuff, it totally makes sense. We still haven't even ridden the airship yet. We'll have to do that at some point, just to show what it looks like. Oh, we can see more land in the distance there. Mrpierso's like this hyperactive little kid, like, oh my gosh, what's that? Oh my gosh, what's that? I saw a fish! Meanwhile, Ragecat's just sitting there silent, like, you shut up, I'm trying not to throw up. COVID ISO coping. Oh wow, I just love being on this tropical boat ride. Whoa, I just saw a whale. I'm so glad I took time off work for this epic boat ride, once in a lifetime experience that's totally not fake or virtual reality. I can see buildings in the distance. We're almost there. This is so exciting. Look at the cloud just hanging over the hills there. Ooh, I'm geeking out. Can hardly contain myself. Oh, whoa, what the hell is that? Whoa. Dude. Whales? Or is that like a kraken or something? It's hard to tell if those were like tentacles or just like a pod of whale. What? That is so cool. The ocean is so beautiful and yet so terrifying. Here we go! I'm so excited! Yeah, feel free to tell me to shut up in the comments. Yes. You know, back when I wasn't playing FF11 and I had no plans to return at the time, I would listen to this song sometimes, and I've always loved this theme. And, you know, lots of great memories with friends. Even though I didn't do much Aht Urghan content back in the day, we're going to change that in this series. But, you know, lots of memories and that excitement of when Aht Urghan came out. But it filled me with some sadness, too, because... And reading comments on some of the videos that have this theme, where it's just exclusively for listening purposes, I feel like a lot of people feel the same. It just gives you that sadness of, you know, something you miss, like being away from an old friend or home, or stuff that you never got to see, as is the case with me. So I'm really thankful to be back and coming through this dock again so that we can do things proper. I know things aren't like they were in the old days, but we are going to unlock this place's secrets in due time. We still have another expansion to tackle through. Well, it looks like at some point in the last year and a bit I was actually being proactive. I do have a map for this place. So I think we're going to start with the Blue Mage quest first, and then we'll follow up with Corsair and Puppet Master. And I'm really excited. I'm excited to try all those jobs, but I'm especially excited for Blue Mage. Like I've said before, Blue Mage is one of my favorite Final Fantasy jobs. My first exposure to the Blue Mage job was in Final Fantasy VII when you get the enemy skill materia. I just thought that was such a fascinating concept, being able to learn skills from your enemies. I mean, I know you have to really learn quite a few of them just to make it worthwhile, but such a cool concept. Since we've never been here before, let's go ahead and grab the home point. Okay, good. We've got at least one home point going for us. Now, we have to go speak to Woud of Aht Urghan Whitegate J10 second floor. So I think we'll actually have to go back the way that we came. Another awesome reason for getting these areas unlocked and just getting access to them, even if we don't plan on doing story and content here right away, is to just get access to them so that if somebody wants to do a party and they want to go out to, say, Wajam Woodlands, which is right near Aht Urghan. I had someone in one of my link shells actually asking about a party the other night, and I was like, oh, well, I'd go join you, but I actually don't have access to that area yet. Now we're out here and we can access those areas. It's just having that, having those options open to you so you're not excluded from something for whatever reason. And also for quests, unlocking jobs like we're here to do, and just exploring. If I just want to come out and see something that I'm not too familiar with, I can come out and explore an area out here. Okay, there they are. Let's get the Blue Mage quest started. I have very vague memories of doing the Blue Mage quest. I don't remember too much. Ah, visitor from foreign shores, greetings. I am Woud, a humble seer of Elzabi. I divine from your appearance that you hail from the western continent, a place we here know as the Middle Lands. An adventurer, yes? The Empire of Aht Urghan recruits mercenaries on a grand scale, as she does all things. Our meager city has become a scurrying anthill of activity, but you did not come to hear simple gossip. Destiny brought you to me, and it is of destiny I shall speak. I require less coin from adventurers for my divinations, considering their uncertain employment. Gaze on fate's tapestry? I weave my own tapestry, bitch. Gaze away. Most excellent. I shall now proceed to ask you several questions. My divinations follow a somewhat unorthodox process. Answer truthfully and all shall be revealed. So he does that. So with these questions, there is a Q&A on the guide. We're just going to follow what the guide says so we don't end up losing progress in any way. What is destiny? One forges for oneself. I agree. Does the accomplishment of a goal require sacrifice and hardship? Absolutely, I agree with that too. You hold in your hands Forbidden Scroll. Reading it will bring you untold wisdom, but cost all that you own. Burn the scroll? Sure. If the loss of one life would save 10,000, would you offer yourself without hesitation? I'd like to think that I would. Would you choose a tumultuous life where fame or fortune were attainable, or a tranquil life where both were forever beyond your reach? A chaotic life. I'm just reading off the guide. You stand on the precipice between life and death. Would you choose to live life as a beast if it would save you from falling into the shadowy abyss of the underworld? Embrace my inner bunny rabbit. A companion in battle turns against you, ready weapon to attack. Cut them down? A loved one is afflicted with a terrible illness and has little time left to live. You are asked to end that life by your own hand. According to the guide, grant the request. I suppose that would be circumstantial. You are in the midst of a fierce battle. The enemy lying at your feet was once a friend. His breath is ragged and weak. Go to Valhalla, my friend. A superior to whom you owe a great debt orders you to act in a way that violates your sense of justice. How many of you have been faced with this situation in your workplace? That's a serious question. Follow your sense of justice. Thank you for your patience. The answers you have provided will be most helpful in my divination. Let us look upon what has been revealed. And thank you for not looking on Google like a cheating scumbag. Sky, flame, gale, stone, and spring. I see all 5 serpent symbols. The sign heralds a turning point in your destiny. A time will come when you must choose one of 2 paths. The road you walk will be entirely up to you. Ooh, foreshadowing. Even I cannot ascertain what awaits you at the end of each path, yet one must be chosen nonetheless. This choice cannot be avoided. My divination is at an end. Have I unsettled you? No. Ha ha ha. A seer I may be, but I suggest you take these divinations with a light heart, no matter what the signs suggest. Should a sign prove to be the gentle push that was needed, then consider it a blessing. Now comes the matter of payment. I am told that an object of incredible rarity can be found in the Middle Lands. Would you consider bringing me this prize in place of common coin? To be truthful, the one who comes to gaze upon this object is my own bedridden mother, a final wish from a curious old lady. Do not concern yourself with haste. My dear mother clings to life with surprising ferocity. The object of which I speak is precious in the Near East, but worth precious little elsewhere. The treasure I would have you seek is a pinch of golden sand. It is said to glow with the light of the sun and be found only on a certain beach. The discovery of this object is apparently made easier under very particular conditions, but I am not sufficiently familiar with the geography of your continent to even know where to start. I cannot provide you with the name of this treasure, but perhaps with your knowledge... Oh, FF11, you vague SOB. My apologies, you do not need to hear the woes of some street corner fortune teller. In fact, I shall not ask for payment of you this day. Please forget my unreasonable request. May fortune smile upon you. Okay, so the particular item that he's asking for is Valkurm Sun Sand, which can be found on a Valkurm beach during certain weather effects. It can also be bought on the auction house as well, too. It looks like Ragecat got the same request for the Valkurm Sun Sand. Now, with getting that certain weather effect, I believe they're talking about the fire effect in Valkurm Dunes. Now, that can take quite a while for that to show up. I'm usually someone that likes to go out and actually go out in the field and get the item I'm looking for, but as I said when we unlocked Summoner, that particular weather effect can be a pain in the ass waiting around for that, so we're just going to run to the auction house. We'll pick up a pinch of Valkurm Sun Sand for both Mrpierso and Ragecat, and we'll give it to the NPC so we can move forward. I remember back when this place used to be so bustling and busy back in the day. It's for me, with the memories I have, it's strange seeing it so quiet. I remember back in the day when this place first came out, and the game moderators would actually send messages being like, there's too many people in Aht Urghan. If you are AFK or don't need to be there, please leave. We're having trouble maintaining the area. So there are other items that you might end up getting requested to get depending how you answer the questions. Sometimes you might have to get something called a Siren's Tear or the Dangruff Stone. The Siren's Tear and the Dangruff Stone, I don't think those can be bought on the auction house, so this option, what we're doing right now is definitely the quickest option. Okay, so over a game day has passed, and I also zoned out of the area as well. I believe you have to zone out of the area and come back in order for him to actually accept the item, so I'm going to try trading it now. Ah, you have returned. I hope you have forgotten our previous exchange. My words were hasty and ill-considered. Your words have moved me to action, good sir. Are you sure of this? 1,000 blessings on your house. I am speechless with gratitude. Again, my apologies. I know not the name of the object, but I do remember some clues. The treasure I would have you seek is a pinch of golden sand. It is said to glow with the light of the sun and be found only on a certain beach. Discovery is apparently made easier under very particular conditions, but I cannot provide you with any details. My original source of information returned home to the Middlelands before I could learn more. With your knowledge of that continent, you may have a chance. May the winds of fortune guide you. Okay, let's try trading the Sun Sand again, which I got off the AH. Very convenient. There we go. Yes, this is the wondrous pinch of Valkurm Sand. Sun Sand, to be specific, the traveler spoke of. To be perfectly honest, it was the mother of a colleague who wished to... You need to get your story straight, bud. It was the mother of a colleague who wished to gaze upon this treasure. I'm afraid I have another favor to ask you. Would you consent to deliver this to my colleague? I cannot leave the city, you see. Thousand apologies. My colleague is currently part of an Imperial patrol that apprehends desecrators of the ruins found in the Adiwa subterrane. The Adiwa subterrane runs between Baflaw thickets. May the winds of fortune guide you. That'll be cool to see some spots outside of Aht Urghan. Been to them in the old days, but I have very little memory just because I really didn't spend too much time out here.